Hello, welcome to How to Triathlon. Today I just want to give you a quick unboxing video of the Garmin Rally RS100 powermeter pedal. So this is a single-sided pedal, which means I believe only the right side has the circuit in for measuring the power, and the left side is just a dummy. And the reason why I got the single-sided rather than the dual side is that I just need power display. I don't really care too much about the cycling dynamics, and I want to save some money. So so here we go. And I actually, before I bought this, I actually been looking into the I forgot the name. Is it called the I think it's the Asimil pedals, which is also very well regarded by many other cyclists, but Garmin is doing a promotion. It's on sale, so I decided to get the Garmin instead because I've been using a lot of their products and been pretty happy with them. So opening the box, you see the two pedals here, and this is the right side. And actually, I don't have a weight here, but they do feel quite solid. Actually, both sides almost feel like they're equal weight. I don't actually feel like one side is significantly more heavier than the other one, which is interesting. And then opening up the box further, you see the basically the cleats. And I have a Shimano SPD-SL cleat set, so this is just the one. Oh, it looks like this is an easy one that you can just kind of push in and twist in. So you see about that, and also the mounting plate for putting this on putting the cleats on the shoes. And I'm not sure what this is for. Maybe this is for labeling, or maybe putting stickers on the cleats for aligning the pedals on. And then this is the manual. So one thing that I noticed after opening the manual is that it's pretty standard stuff. So it doesn't come with any liquid, and I'm not sure what this is. But I would assume this is some kind of the anti-seize paste that you want to put on the pedals. And the part that I think caught me a little bit by surprise was this clearance here, because it sounded like the pedals could potentially go beyond the crank and came out a little bit, so it needs to make sure that there is at least a 2mm gap between like the chain and also the pedal. And basically I have to do a test to set the back to the smallest gear and the front in the biggest one, and do this test, and also need to make sure that it's not rubbing against the chain on both sides. So that part I just wasn't really expecting, and not much on the back, except I think it mentioned that here in terms of the chain clearance, it mentioned that if it's too tight, you can add up to 1 washer to push the pedal out a little bit, and the washer is included here. So actually, let me open up this one to do a proper unboxing. So these are just stuff for putting on, putting the cleats on the shoes, and this is the washer that will add a little bit of space here in case if this is running too long. And to give you an idea, how's this compare with the Shimano? Let me move this aside. So this is the Rally and this is the Shimano, just like a standard Shimano cleats. And if you look over here, if I can pair them up a little bit closer, you can see that it's just a little bit longer. And how much longer? Just roughly, not super accurately measuring it, but it's about, it's about 3 millimeter longer than the standard Shimano. So I will need to do a test to make sure this will work out. So now I'm just going to measure the gap between the chain and my crane, and this is the closest part. And I got a good 4 millimeter at the bottom, which should be we should clear. And on the top, well, it seems pretty tight. So on the top, just being able to measure this a little bit. The tightest part, I have about 3 millimeters, so this is cutting pretty close. And I think the rest is fine. I think there's only those 2 spots that are running pretty tight. And on the other side, I'm going to measure this as well. Oh, I think on the other side I'm fine. I got plenty of space, at least a good, yeah, like 13 to 15 millimeter to the chainstay. So not a problem at all. So I guess I have to put it on and make sure it won't rub against the chains. So I'm just curious what's inside the pedal, because interestingly the manual doesn't mention anything about battery. On the left side, okay, you can see that actually it looks like the meter may actually be on the left side. So here you can see, not sure whether you can see this clearly. It's a CR. It says CR1/3N. I'm not sure what that means. 3-volt battery on this side. And there's actually no mention of which size the like how should the battery be in. I would assume there will be at least a plus or minus sign to show where that is, what sign I should put on. So let me take a look at the other side. Okay, so on the right side, all right. So okay, so it's like the right side is actually the dummy side, so there's no battery inside, and it's just a dummy paddle, just like this. So I'm just going to put this back on. So I guess it could make sense, because for most people, the right leg is probably the more powerful one. So by measuring the left side, it'll probably generate a more conservative power reading. So now I'm going to put the left side on, test it out. I do have a pretty old Garmin bike computer. I have an Edge 520, so we'll see, and hopefully everything will work out. So I just put on the Garmin paddle on the right side, and as you can see, it is completely flush with the Shimano crank, so it's perfect. There's nothing to worry about, so there's no clearance issue at all. And now I'm just going to set up the right side, sorry, the left side. Okay. And here I got my ancient Garmin 520. So I'm just going to get it down to settings, and hopefully I can connect this guy. Actually, let me do this and see what I can find. Oh, wow, looks like it finds the sensor right away. So I'm adding it. And for my crank, yeah, I think it is, yeah, 100. That's the right size. And yep. Just calibrating. Well, I guess this one you can just move it around and see. Actually, yeah, you can see the amount of torque that is being put on the pedal. Oh, I guess if you keep pressing it, it will just keep calibrating. So I'm just going to get out from here. And as you can see, I actually haven't put in the rest of the sensor yet. So it's still searching for the rest. But the power meter, it just clips in right away. I don't think I can test it without actually riding it. But I suppose if I change it over here, right, to my profile where I already have showing the 3 seconds wattage, I should be able to maybe generate a tiny bit of voltage. Maybe not with my hand, I guess, but yeah, okay, here we go. You can see that it started recording. I guess with my hand, I'm only getting like 10 watts. Right, so you can see that the wattage is now working properly. And I just have to take it out for a ride at some point. Okay, so happy to see that it's still working with my ancient 520. And Garmin just came out with the 540, I believe, which is the super nice, you know, edge with the I think with solar power, and the latest I don't know whether it's an OLED or some kind of screen that looks super nice. But anyway, it works, so that's great. So I guess I'm almost done setting up this bike, and thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoy watching this video, please also subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Oh, so one final thing, I just noticed that on the side with the on the side that measure powerage, the pedal actually came out a little bit. I think it's probably needed for the circuitry, and so maybe that's also a good thing that I got single-sided, because the right side is a dummy and it doesn't have to protrude beyond the crank. But on the left side, I think it's coming out. It's kind of eyeballing it. Maybe about 3 to 4 millimeter from the crank. So if I were to install like you know, install this on their drive side, I do believe it's going to cut a little bit tight to my chain. And their guidance from Garmin is that, and I'm just going to show you what I mean by this. The guidance from Garmin is that there should be at least a 2 millimeter gap between the chain and the pedal. But if you see over here, like on this side, you can see how close the chain is actually getting super close to the pedal. And if I come over here and zoom in a little bit more, there is just barely enough clearance here. I think if it, you know, protrudes the same way, As the left side, I don't think I have 2mm. I think I may have maybe just like 1mm gap, which means I'll probably need to install the washer to push out the paddle just a tiny bit more to avoid it getting caught with the chain. So I guess in some ways it's a plus that I don't have the dual-sided. It does make it a little bit easier to install.